Hello, my name is Jimena Espinosa, and this is my individual chapter speech, concept speech. And I take speech 13, 18, and I asked to do my speech over chapter 7, which is emotional messages. So, the arousal of emotions are a multi-step process. People just think it's like something happens and you just automatically have that feeling. Well, that emotion, that's not how it works. So there's actually 4 steps, and step number 1 is an event occurs. Whether it's you winning the lottery or something horrible like your cousin dying or your beloved one breaks up with you, that an event has to occur for you to feel one of these really strong emotions. So you respond psychologically, which means like physically. Your heart starts beating, your palms start sweating, like you start to stutter when you speak, and etc. And then interpret and decide what you are experiencing, because sometimes people can't really tell if they're excited or nervous or sad or mad or scared. Those are really hard to tell apart from each other, especially since some of their psychological responses are like sweating or like heart beating really fast. That can represent being really excited or being really scared. And then experience the emotion. Emotion will depend on surroundings. For example, heart racing. The heart racing with looking at someone you love, and heart can also rate when you're very mad and looking at someone you hate. There's that one. Okay, so there are 8 basic emotions, and those are joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, and anticipation. What do emotions involve? Well, emotions involve both the body and the mind. So the way emotions involve the body is that emotional messages through the body involve things such as blushing, palm sweating, and gestures. They're more like physical when it comes to the body. Physical, showing you the emotion, expressing the emotion. And these are the most obvious because they are the most easily to observe. But when it comes to emotional messages to the mind, emotional messages to the mind involves how the mind interprets a situation. So you can interpret a situation differently. For example, my friend left me a message undelivered for 2 hours. I can either react to that being annoyed or understanding. It just depends on how I see the situation. Like, I can see my friend being busy, or I can see my friend ignoring me. It just depends. Alright, so interrogation emotional messages. So I picked this video for you guys to watch because I want to show you that, like, many different body language can interpret an emotion. Like, how you react can interpret multiple emotions and can be confused for other type of emotions. So we'll click this link. All right, and read us there.
Every year, every day, thousands of people are accused for committing crimes that they didn't even do due to the misjudgments of their body languages during interrogation.
So, Miss Chan, did you steal the chicken last night?
What? What chicken? What for I steal them?
Then tell me, where were you last night?
I was at home. What was I doing?
You can see that she is stuttering and moving her hands close to her face. It can be that can be confused for someone to be lying, but it could also be just be someone that's nervous. That he's like yelling in her face.
Sleeping.
She's holding her head. She must be defending herself. She didn't cover her mouth. She must be hiding something. She must be lying.
The police is scaring me. It's so cold here. I can't even barely able to talk properly.
See, he's mistaken her for being guilty, but in reality, the police is scaring her, and the room is just really cold, which is why she's shaking.
Stop denying! Your body language has betrayed you. You are guilty.
Wait, what? No, it's impossible. No. So as you can see, body language doesn't mean everything. What you observe may not be true. So think carefully before convicting the innocents.
And it's partially true, which is why you can't simply like convict someone as guilty based off body language, because body language can mean many different things. It can stand for many different things. All right, so here we go to the next slide. All right, so factors that can influence emotions are things such as culture, gender, personality, and relationships. So let's start with culture. So culture factors can influence the emotions because, for example, in Japan, Japanese people are taught to judge off their eyes to determine what they are feeling, their emotions, whereas Americans are taught to judge off mouth. That can be very different. Us Americans are probably a little bit less expressive with our eyes, and Japanese people are probably more expressive with their eyes and less expressive with their mouth. And gender. Different genders express emotions differently, but experience it the same. So it all comes into society norms. For example, like, men aren't supposed to cry, whereas women are like expected to cry when feeling like extremely sad, whereas men have to stay strong. So even though a man feels extremely upset and wants to cry, they probably won't if they're in front of people because of their gender, sadly, because they feel like they have to fit this gender norm. And then personality. It can depend if you are an extrovert or an introvert on how you express your emotions. So if you're an extrovert, you're most likely to make sure your emotions are seen and expressed in front of everyone. Whereas if you're an introvert, you might just suppress your emotions and not express them in front of people because you are too shy and don't want to like call attention to yourself. And then relationships. Relationships can either reduce stress or increase stress, which actually the stress can depend on how it can affect how you express your emotions. So if you're not very stressed and you're like around your friends and you're happy in that relationship, in that environment, and there's something that comes at you and you get stressed, well, you're not going to react to it as badly as if you were in a stressed environment. So if you're with your friends and you're happy and then the train stops in front of you and you have to wait 30 minutes, you're going to be happy about it. You're not going to be happy, but you're not going to be as mad as you would have if you would have been with like someone you hate and you're stressed and then you were stopped by the train and now you have to sit there with the person you hate. You're going to react negatively to one and that's negatively to another. Alright, so emotions are contagious. The process. You see the emotion, you mimic the emotion, and you feel the emotion. So, fake laugh challenge. I chose this video because it is literally you mimicking laughing until you feel the emotion yourself. So after that you watch this video, I want you to fake laugh until you actually start laughing.
See what scholarships you qualify for. Find your purpose at gcu.edu/myoffer.
Ha 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 ha.
Well, I guess it's only right if I test this out with my family. Where's Mom? Hey, Mom. So there's this trend where you, like, fake laugh until you real laugh. So, like, fake laugh and then, like, you try to, like, start up, like, ha 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 ha. See, you get it.
As you can see, his mom was very unimpressed in the beginning of the video.
think I should laugh for these people.
She doesn't even want to laugh.
Try it.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You gotta keep going. Just keep going. Ha, ha, ha.
There's that real laugh coming out.
You know what you say like that? It sounds like a V8.
Alright, and that just proves that all you have to do is mimic the emotion to feel it. Alright, and next slide after that. Yeah, that was funny. I actually tried it myself. And I did end up laughing because I was like, I'm not gonna laugh whenever I try to do it, and I did end up doing it. So, all right. So obstacles to communication. So the main obstacle to communication is fear, because every person, most people have the fear of being judged, whether they like to admit it or not. And it's because customs, appearance, and interpersonal skills. So social and cultural customs that regard certain emotions as inappropriate. So if you're in a very serious situation and you feel like laughing, but you try not to because you feel like people are gonna view it as wrong, or like view you as like weird for laughing at a situation, that's an example of that. Appearance, seeming weak or being rejected. So if you're feeling like a really strong like towards this person, like I love this person, I like this person, but you're not gonna act upon it, you're not gonna communicate it with that person because you're gonna be fear of being embarrassed. Like you don't want to embarrass yourself, you don't want to be rejected. And then interpersonal skills, because you doubt as how to express emotions. I struggled with this a lot when I was younger. I did not know how to express my emotions, so I just suppressed them, and it was really hard for me, because if you hold it in for too long, it will eventually explode on you. Okay, so expression emotions. What do you have to do? Describe your feelings. Let them know how you feel, because they're not going to know how you feel if you don't say anything about it. They might have a main idea off your body language and how you talk, but they're not really going to know until you communicate. Address mixed feelings. If there's any mixed feelings going on, let them know, because like I said before, they're not going to know. Anchor emotions in present. Don't say, I felt this way. Be like, I feel this way. I'm very angry at the moment. I'm very upset. Don't talk in the past. Talk in the present. And own to feelings. You made me feel dumb. Ask for what you want. Tell them, look, this is how you made me feel, and this is what I want to change, for you to change. And respect emotional boundaries. If you want them to respect yours, you have to respect theirs. Thank you for watching. And that's my presentation. Goodbye.